Now, Central Oregon's local alert weather with Eric Oren.
Good morning, Central Oregon, and happy Thursday to you. We've almost made it to the end of the week. Here's where we are right now out of Redmond, currently 42 degrees and just a little bit of wind out of the southeast. But wind, generally speaking, not going to be a factor today or probably even through the weekend. We do have a bit of high pressure building overhead and going to stick with us for the meantime. It's also going to bring in some very warm temperatures as well. As we think about our gardens today, tomorrow is Show Us Your Garden Day, so I'll be out and about admiring some of your late season blooms. It is very late in the growing season, though, so if you plan on getting out there because those warm temperatures today and you have garden work to do, here's what it's going to look like throughout the early afternoon. Fairly warm fairly quickly. By around noon, we're looking at 78 degrees. Should be a nice, warm, dry day for all of you folks if you plan on getting outside to do some weeding, some gardening, that sort of thing. Let's take a look at the big picture, shall we? Here's that high pressure system that we've been keeping an eye on, intensified overnight, and as of today, here it is moving overhead, bringing in that warm air and, of course, that north-south airflow to our area. We're going to be very, very dry, and on Friday, it's going to continue. It's just going to sit in place there and keep us feeling a little bit like summer as we take a quick peek at some weather headlines for you to keep in mind. Above average temperatures on the way, as I mentioned to you. It's around 76 would be the seasonal average for about this week, and we're going to be well above that for the foreseeable forecast. We do have good air quality, though. Our air quality levels will continue to stay that way for the foreseeable forecast as well, and we do have the last weekend of summer coming up, of course, the autumnal equinox on September 22nd, so this is very literally the last weekend of summer, and it will feel that way because it's going to be pretty warm. As I mentioned to you, we may even see 90-degree temperatures out of Bend and Redmond. Here's a look at the next 7 days or so. You can see we are feeling very summery here before the cold front moves in late during the weekend and early into Monday morning. You can see us dropping off fairly quickly into what feels like much more seasonal temperatures, so that little hot spell is not going to last. Winds right now fairly moderate, and they're going to stay that way. They may pick up a little bit this afternoon and evening, but for the most part, we're going to be less speedy and noticeable than we've been over the past few days in terms of the wind. Now, here's a look at the existing fires, the Smith River complex of fires and the Flat Fire down in southwest Oregon. And in our more direct area, kind of up over by where I'm standing here, I'm going to get out of the way so you can see, there's the Bear Creek fire. That's the new one. And of course, because of the pressure in the area and the lack of winds, that's probably going to be the one that's going to affect our smoke forecast the most. Here's a look around the state. And as you can see here, as we get through the afternoon, really the only thing that's going to be affecting us is that Bear Creek fire right here. And it's going to send a little bit of smoke past Prineville and maybe into Central Oregon. But for the most part, it's going to clear out as we reach Friday early morning. So that forecast will remain very nice in terms of smoke and air quality. We're looking good today. We're looking good tomorrow as well. So no bad news to speak of when it comes to air quality. Now look around the state here. We're in the 40s and 50s, a little bit cooler here to the eastern portion of the state and Burns as well. And as we take a look at our highs today, we're looking a little bit above average, as I mentioned to you, across the state. And that's the way it'll be for the foreseeable future. We're warming up today and tomorrow. Our Smiley's going to be pretty hot this weekend because we may even reach 90-degree temperatures before things start to cool down, even give us a chance of some precipitation early on in the beginning of next week. That's been your local alert weather.